there. I am Ross Twaddle from Cultaholic Wrestling, and welcome to all the WTF Moments from WWE Extreme Rules 2021. Now I must admit everybody, what you've just heard going on there didn't happen on the UK version of the WWE Network. Please never leave us. But I did see the complaints online, therefore streaming service in the United States of America with your phonetically naughty sounding name, which I can't say this early on in a YouTube video. Yes, that is what YouTube is like here in the year of 2021. I've got a message for you with your big flappy wings and whatnot. Just sort it out, will you? Just sort it out. Wow, it turns out that Ric Flair is really problematic. Therefore, we must replace him in our opening sting thingy with a national treasure who is universally beloved and definitely not a dirty, stinking bigot. Well done. Dun, 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 dun. Now I just need to demonstrate to you right now what the camera weight looked like during that brawl which took place during the kickoff show, because let me tell you, dear viewer, it would have made the most successful sailor in Olympic history, Ben Ainsley, seasick, because this is what the camera was doing. I don't know what you can see, but this is what the camera was doing. Everything's falling down now. Now, I fully understand that everything needs to look chaotic in this kind of situation, WWE, but do I expect to be blowing chunks? Hell nah! And I guess we've got to make that scene there a huge WTF moment, because nobody stood back even though there's a hurricane coming through. Nobody expected Jeff Hardy to be world champion 10 years ago, said Stinky Pete. And I was thinking, yeah, Stinky Pete, thank you so much for putting your degree in stating the bleeding obvious to very good use here, because 10 years ago, Jeff Hardy was in TNA. How on earth could he have been WWE world champion? Stupid Stinky Pete. Oh, it's John o'clock, everyone! Get in there! Anthony Dawkins. Who in the blue hell is Anthony Dawkins? Because surely, John, surely it cannot be Angelo Dawkins, who has been called Angelo Dawkins since he arrived in NXT in 2012. That's nearly 10 years ago. I can do maths. JBL's not very clever, is he?
Do 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 do. Smackdown Pat, Smackdown Pat. What was the line that you just spat?
Oh, hell yeah, said Smackdown Pat, looking like Stone Cold. Also said Smackdown Pat. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, I didn't realise that Steve Austin was actually Steve Irwin. That impersonation was absolutely sensational. Smackdown Pat, you bloody bastard. Anyone else thinking to themselves, why the hell does that thing say Extreme Rules? One slightly spicy match, in the words of Chris Eubank, on the entire card. Just one. Let's change that thing there to make it more accurate. That's better, isn't it? And I cannot believe I heard this with my own ears when in the opening promo package to the main card, they said everything is being taken to the extreme. The cheek, the nerve, the gall, the audacity, and what's the last one? The gumption. And I said this on the pitches video for Extreme Rules 2021, but I'm going to say it again right now. Get that wheel there out of the bin, get stipulations, wacky, crazy stipulations all over that wheel there, and let's have some fun. Wacky, crazy stipulations from the top of the card to the bottom. It's one night of the Airman WWE. Take your pants off and let's have some fun. And then we have to make Raw commentator Jimmy, whatever the hell his name is, saying that last night could be the end of an era. Extreme Rules 2021 could be the end of an era because the New Day, they could be split up with the draft that's happening next week and the week after on SmackDown and Raw. Because according to Jimmy, whatever the hell his second name is, no tag team has been more solid in WWE than the New Day. Jimmy doesn't watch SmackDown. Why is Jimmy the lead commentator of Raw? Why is he not watching SmackDown? And I'm saying this because, as we all know, Big E has been on SmackDown for bare time fam. That's a lot of time. While, of course, Woods and Kofi have been on Monday Night Raw. And that, quite frankly, with E over here and Woods and Kofi, that's his name, over there, that is a bridge over troubled water. For some reason, I'm not too sure why. The foundations of one half of the house are on this side of the river, but the other foundations for the other side of the house, the west wing, the east wing, who knows what I'm saying now? I've got no idea what's going on. They're on the other side of the river. Jimmy, you've not thought this through, man. What if the riverbank on the other side of the river isn't as sturdy as the riverbank on that side of the river? This all makes sense to me. Mago, 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 mago. And there's a fallaway slam, guys! And I was thinking to myself, Maggle Cole, you're getting your stakes wrong, because that thing there, that's a T-bone. Ask Shelton Benjamin. He knows. And let me tell you, I hope that reckless young man right there was escorted off the premises and ejected out of the building. Maybe that should have been the other way around, because right there with that sign there, he is almost inciting a riot. As we all know, dear viewer, the real filth actually belongs with the boobies. Yes, the boobies you see during the rescuers, or whatever the hell those mice are doing, with their beads in Cinderella. Disney is very dirty. In the words of David Arquette's character in Ready to Rumble, foreign object. Yes, it might just be a silly, tiny, teeny little doll, but I cannot believe for 1 second that one professional wrestling competitor throwing a little tiny soft doll at another professional wrestling competitor in a straight up bog standard singles match is not a disqualification. What the hell's the world coming to? I guess there must be some sort of rule in WWE's official but not really real rule book. They make it up as they go along, don't they? Yes, they do. But there must be some sort of official rule saying that a foreign object must be of a certain hardness to actually count as a foreign object. That could have been a grenade. That little doll there, it could have been a grenade, and then we're not laughing, are we? And then we saw yet another murder on WWE programming for the second time in 6 days, as Charlotte Flair got her second Charlie doll, or other doll, whatever the hell that doll was there, and she ripped the head off it, she ripped the arms off it, she ripped the legs off it, she murdered a second doll on WWE TV in 6 days. There is no stopping this monster. But now I feel compelled to send a message to Alexa Bliss. Alexa, it's fine. You had one doll murdered on this week's Raw, you came to Extreme Rules, and WWE, they had another doll to give you. The doll that was murdered at Extreme Rules. I'm sure that when you go to Raw tonight, as we're stood here right now, they'll have another doll to replace the doll that was killed at Extreme Rules. What you crying for, man? And more to that point, you bloody weirdo creep. I can't believe I just said that to Alexa Bliss. Aye, you bloody weirdo creep. What the hell you got a dishwasher tablet in your mouth for, expecting foam to appear, but not quite? This is all very strange. But when all's said and done, Alexa Bliss, do not fear. When you go to Raw tonight, ask somebody big and tall, like an adult, hey, can I have another doll? And I'm sure they'll say yes. Everything's going to be fine. Or better still, Alexa Bliss, when you get that doll from the adult at Raw tonight, you can take that doll, find Vince McMahon, bend Vince McMahon over, and shove that doll straight up his arsehole, because all of that last night, it was painful. Now that is the single biggest WTF moment I have seen in my 5.5 years of doing this crappy YouTube show. And now we have a direct quote from Corey Graves when he says there's still a United States title match coming, gentlemen. Now that would have been a very accurate statement from Corey Graves if he said that line before the United States title match that took place at Extreme Rules. But he actually said that line as Damian Priest was walking away from the ring, sweating his bollocks off, having just retained the United States Championship in the United States Championship match at Extreme Rules 2021. Corey was off his lips on acid. And then Sasha Banks came back, and I've got no idea what to say other than my thoughts and well wishes of Bianca Belair, because it looks like she could be about to get lost in the shuffle. I hope I'm wrong, but it looks like it could be happening. Mago, 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 mago. And now we have a direct quote from Maggle Cole, who said the following: the challenger is the demon who has never lost in competition in WWE. And in the words of Samoa Joe, who by the way beat the demon inside of a solid steel cage at NXT TakeOver The End way back in 2016, Michael, you're chatting bollocks, pal. Just like Samoa Joe would say it. And I've got yet another message for that American streaming service with its phonetically naughty sounding name, which I can't say out of fear of this YouTube video getting demonetized. Thank you, YouTube, for being so easy to work with here in the year of 2021. That streaming service, acknowledge your tribal chief by not playing adverts during his entrance. Is that okay? You knobheads. Hello, I'm Roman Reigns and this is my kendo stick. Hello, I'm the demon and I was in the shed till 4 a.m. this morning. morning making my kendo stick. Neil from Art Attack showed me how to do it. Do you like it? It's massive. I don't know why, but the demon Finn Balor rising up out of nowhere and going, aha, there's me kendo stick. It had me ruffling, it had me pumacelling, it had me lamowing, it had me lolling. It was fantastic. But then again, dear viewer, if my mathematics is correct, which it might not be, because I got a C at GCSE, I'm a clever boy, me. I'm a really big clever boy. That was the first slice of weaponry we saw at Extreme Rules 2021, and it happened, sit down for this one, Extreme Rules, remember, 2.5 hours into the show. Yes, we saw a couple of dolls get murdered, but this was the first weaponry we saw at Extreme Rules 2021. 2.5 hours into the main card. There was now a kickoff show before that as well, so 3.5 hours basically. Extreme Rules my arse. But since it did take that long, you better grab two of each animal and head for the bastard border. The end is nigh, the end is nigh, time to run away, the end is nigh. If Roman Reigns can put on a mask before going to fight an unbeatable demon, you can put one on before going to the supermarket. But once again, I see people online having a go at Roman Reigns for doing what he did in that match last night, and all of those people, quite frankly, are living, breathing WTF moments. Roman Reigns, remember, overcame leukemia. He is heading into a mass of people where he's going to be very close to these people. Him putting a mask on, fair play. If nautical nonsense is something you wish,
SpongeBob SquarePants!
then drop on the deck and flop like a fish.
SpongeBob SquarePants!
I cannot believe my eyes, dear viewer. The demon Finn Balor is a massive SpongeBob SquarePants fan. So just in case you haven't seen last night's pay-per-view, let's unpack this moment right now. We have the demon Finn Balor, who's a demon. He's speared through the barricade by the tribal chief, who is a tribal chief, called Roman Reigns. Finn Balor, the demon, then dies. He's dead. On the floor, just like that. And then we see his heartbeat somehow appear through the speakers inside the arena. The lights inside the arena, they go red because we cannot get rid of those crappy red lights ever. And then we hear the heartbeat, and when we hear the heartbeat and see the red lights, Finn Balor, he flops like a fish. He flopped like an actual fish. Somehow, somewhere, the demon Finn Balor was sort of defibrillated back to life without the use of a defibrillator. And he rose up from the depths of death. He was resurrected. It was all gripping, compelling stuff. It was fantastic. But the resurrection of the demon, it would appear that Jesus would walk with the demon. Maybe Jesus is the demon. But then Jesus left the demon and God returned to WWE for the first time since 2006. Because at the end of the match, when it was all said and done, we saw Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, look into the heavens above, saying something presumably like the Spice Girls. Thank you very much. I need somebody with a human touch. Jey and Jimmy Uso, they will do. Oh, what a mental image that is. The Usos lathering up some soap, rubbing the tribal chief. But this has got to be one of my favourite moments in the history of WWE, just for its execution more than anything else. Finn Balor rises from the dead as his music plays after he took a devastating spear through the barricade. Special effects and lighting, there's lots of it. He's laying a beating on Roman Reigns. In time, I repeat, in time, with his music. He's setting up his finisher in the most epic way. The lights are flashing, the mood in the arena, it's palpable. It looks like the demon is going to topple the tribal chief, handing Roman Reigns his first defeat in over 400 days. Was it over 400 days? Nearly 400 days. What's the difference? It's a bloody long time. And then the turnbuckle falls away from under his feet, the lights go back to normal, and he loses immediately. Life carries on like nothing happened. It's just fantastic. We're getting this big moment. The demon has came back from the dead. The lights are flashing. Everyone's going radio rental. The boyhood dream for the demon. It could be coming true, but no. He falls down, he hurts his leg, and he loses in double quick fashion. That's WWE. Good on paper, crap in execution. But let me tell you, dear viewer, for all those people asking, why the hell did that turnbuckle break under that huge fat bastard known as Finn Balor? Look at how fat he is. Look at how fat he is. He's bloody massive. Look at him. How did the turnbuckle break under that massive 190-pound weight? Well, let me tell you, go back and watch the United States Triple Threat match because Sheamus did some filth on that specific top turnbuckle, and no wonder it came loose. He was air humping like Jeff Hardy. I mean, even though that should be the reason WWE go with for the turnbuckle falling away under the massive fat bastard weight of the Demon Finn Balor, they won't do that, will they? And that's a shame. Hopefully we'll get explained that Paul Heyman, the Usos, somebody, maybe a higher power, a new character getting introduced, higher power for Roman Reigns. That sounds spicy. Maybe it could be explained that they unhooked the turnbuckle and Finn Balor bouncing up and down on the turnbuckle, that's what saw it fall away. Who knows what might happen? Anything could happen in the World Wrestling Federation. But I guess it's a kind of way of having the unbeatable Demon character look strong in defeat. But that raises the question, if you want the unbeatable Demon character, who has been beaten, but that was many years ago, so everyone's forgotten about that obviously, if you want him to remain looking strong, why book him in a match against Roman Reigns here in 2021 in the first place, WWE? You didn't have to book that match. If you want to keep the Demon looking good, have the Demon beat big baldy bastard Baron Corbin. Corbin loses all the time. I don't know what I'm saying now. Oh, I've lost it. But it just makes you wonder, why book the Demon against Reigns in the first place? WTF moment. Now we have Samoa Joe's 2-0 up against the Demon. Samoa Joe and then Joseph Anuahi. That's how you say that name. But I guess that's it for the WTF moments now. I have been Ross Tweddle from Cultaholic Wrestling. That is my massive professional wrestling championship title. The biggest title in the world, which is definitely here with me today, and that's not a picture because the actual thing is getting some more lacquer put on it to make it look even more fancy. Thank you once again for watching. I'll be back with the reactions with little Andrew Dingle, that Yorkshire Dingle twat. They'll be on the channel on Tuesday. This goes live on Monday, so 24 hours later just about. That's how time works. If you like what you saw, leave a comment, leave a like, drop a subscribe, give a share if you're feeling extra spicy, like Chris Eubank. I've been Ross, that's me title. I'm rambling now. Thanks for watching. I like you. You're a nice person. Goodbye.